So this is not so great. Hold on. Change over here. Maybe. That's decent. I don't want to get nobody. This is not good at all. Man, this is not working out. I don't know if you have to see my foot. Well, let me back up. That's yeah, whatever. Leave it. So the plan for so just to recap. The plan for today. It was originally going to be chest and chest and side delts.
Is the full moon coming today?
But yeah, no, it just didn't feel right. I started off. The warm up felt fine, just doing single arm tricep push downs. Work my rotator cuff, do some flies, and it felt fine. But it's like when I got to the incline bench press, the bar felt a little bit off, just doing the bar, right? And then after that, I put one plate on each side, and yeah, no, from there, it just wasn't gonna work out, because when I unloaded it, felt a lot of pressure here and a lot of pressure in between here, and then I pushed through it. I got down here, and then when I went to go push back up, it's just a lot of pressure on my elbows and in between my bicep and my forearm. So like, all right, that's a done deal. It's not happening. Let me back up a little bit. That's a little bit better. Anyway, so I tried to do seated cable flies, and that did not feel good. I just felt like when I got to here, I thought it was like my shoulder placement, but no, I think no matter where I moved my shoulder, moved my shoulders down, back and down, it just wasn't working out. And then when I got on this side, when I got to here, I just felt like a weird little stretch right here. Not a tear, maybe minor tear, probably not, but just felt a little like a tear, like a very minor stretch, and like a stretch that didn't feel good. And it's like, all right, it's just that's not happening. So then I was like, okay, well, chest is out the question today. Let's try to do shoulders. So I tried to do. Well, I did do cable ladder raises, and those felt horrible. Like it felt like I had never done. I felt like I had never done any form of ladder raise work. Right? I'm over exaggerating, but that's really how it felt. Let me see. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. So that. It just wasn't gonna work out, and then I thought about doing maybe doing triceps and biceps only, or just triceps, because I did plan also move that into today's workout. But I thought about it, it's like, okay, you know what? It will be worth it to just take a rest day and see how I feel in the morning. And honestly, it probably would be in my best interest to take tomorrow off as well, just so I can kind of give my body a little reset, In terms of how many hours of sleep I got, it could be that could be a good reason to why I kind of feel the way that I do, because the amount of hours of sleep I got. I think I only got maybe, I want to say close to 5.5 hours. So not optimal, not good for me. I know for each sleep, I think for each person, I know the rule of thumb is to get 8 hours of sleep, right, every night. But sometimes you're not able to get 8 hours due to work, or due to what time you get home, or due to whatever, right? You know, for some people, 6 hours of sleep works for them. I don't know who. Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on, boss man?
Not much. How's it going? Appreciate that. Yeah, so cool guy. Anyway, so what was I saying? I think I was talking about sleep. So this is my opinion, of course, and have I done research behind it? No. Do I care to? Not at all. But you know, I know for most or majority or some people, right, getting 8 hours of sleep. No, I'm sorry. I think for everybody, getting 8 hours of sleep, that's good, right? But some people do just as good as a person who's got 8 hours of sleep only with 6 hours, 6.5 hours, 7 hours. I know for me, I don't really need that full 8 hours of sleep. I really just need like 6.5 hours, you know, 7 on a good night, right? But yeah, you know, I think it's different for everybody, you know. So I don't really think you need to. No, I'm not going to say what I'm going to say. I'm rephrasing it. I don't think you need to pressure yourself to get 8 hours of sleep if you can't do it. If you can do it, go for it. But if you can't do it, you know, don't beat yourself up about it. Get the sleep that you can get, and you know, go from there. But anywho, let's talk more about training. You know, recently, and this is more catered to me doing pressing, and more specifically bench pressing. Lately, like last chest day, I kind of pushed through it, but just between my forearm and bicep, I guess the joint, it just did not feel good doing it. And I probably should not have pushed through it, but you know, it is what it is. So I think for next chest day, I'm gonna take a break from free weights. I'm just gonna stick with machines and flies, or mainly do flies. So we'll kind of see how we feel in this upcoming week. But yeah, 5.5 hours sleep. Yeah, okay. So I think that's pretty much all I got to say there. I decided to sit outside. You know, a little different here, a little different clip, right? I don't really normally do this. My camera's at like 212 or 2%, so I either might go till this thing dies or till I feel ready to go, which might be very soon. But outside of that, I guess I can talk about training. I guess just my overall training journey so far. So I'm coming up on 4 years of lifting, and honestly, it's been great since then. And I'm looking forward to when I'm older. I'm looking forward to how I look, because with me now doing bodybuilding, you know, I just want to see the amount of size that I can put on. Let me kind of zoom out. Yeah, pretty much. I want to see like the amount of size that I'm able to put on throughout my years of bodybuilding, right? You know, honestly, I've been thinking about this too lately. Free weights versus machines. I know this is kind of like a dead horse topic, or a beat the bush topic, or however the saying is, but you know, I'm not a firm believer, but I am a believer that doing free weights will be the best, in my opinion, the best thing, right? Because I know there has been studies saying like, oh, well, there's not really much of a difference when doing free weights versus machines. Like, you know, like I know in terms of hypertrophy, in bodybuilding, really you can really get the best of both. But something that I think Jay Cutler said it. Yeah, I believe Jay. I could be wrong, but he said that, or Lee Priest right? And Jay Cutler or Lee Priest. They said that, you know, it's cool doing machines, but you know, if you strictly do machines, you can build a good amount of muscle. a great amount. I would even say. But the thing is, I don't believe you're gonna have that dense look, right? That grainy look, and obviously that comes with genetics, and that comes with this just comes with genetics. But at the same time, I feel like you can also make that happen by mainly doing free weights, right? And it may seem like I'm kind of like contradicting myself here because next chest day, which hopefully is Monday, right? On Monday, I'll be doing machines, right? So like, oh well, you know, Maur, you said free weights give you that grainy look, but with me saying my opinion on free weights versus machines, I'm not saying don't do machines entirely. Machines are great, right? That's what they're for. They're for they're for you. They're for each person, right? If you have some sort of injury and you cannot do any free weights like at all, boom, you got a machine. If you can't do a dumbbell shoulder press or barbell shoulder press, boom, you got a machine right for you, right? So machines are great, but in terms of bodybuilding and in terms of starting out, like you're within the first 5 to 7 years, I would say 5 to 7 years, I feel like mainly doing free weights is gonna give you the look that you want down the line, right? I know for me, right now I'm doing men's physique, and this might be not last year, but tomorrow I'll be 12 weeks out, so just FYI, but I know that after this year, December 31st, I'm gonna look at my body after the off season and see how I look. If I'm satisfied with my size that I've put on in my off season, I might shoot for classic next year, and I'm really looking forward to that. And honestly, but then again, if I'm satisfied with how much size I gained during the off season, I still might even do one more off season just to really make sure I got a base for classic. Because if I didn't really care to have a base for classic, I would have like my first show would have been a classic show. But here's the thing: I don't really want to be one of those. And this is not me dogging on nobody, but I really don't want to be those skinny guys that hop on a classic physique stage. Which again, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just know that for me personally, I don't want that. I want somewhat of a foundation first, and then build off from there, right? So I think men's physique. Hell, I wouldn't even say men's physique for me for the next few years. I think it'd be great for me. But then eventually, I want to move on from that because men's physique is cool, but it's not cool as classic physique. It's not as cool as hitting a classic pose, right? It's not cool as hitting like a back double bi, a front double bi, or a teacup, you know. So, or shit like do the Frank Zane or something, you know. But yeah, so that's kind of where my head is at in terms of what I'm looking forward to this upcoming year, and I'm excited to take you guys along, you know, daily-esque workout videos, right? And yeah, pretty much that. You know, this is something I do want to see you guys' opinion about, and this is for those who still play Call of Duty. You know, the new Call of Duty, right? I'm not talking about. This question is not catered to those who stopped playing / liking Call of Duty after like Black Ops 3, right? Which I'm not saying that, you know, you're wrong for feeling that way. I just know that for me, I don't mind the new CODs. Like I know. Black Ops 7, it's fun. Multiplayer is fun. The zombies are special to me, and I feel like for me the last good zombies like that I would actually sit down and play just for no reason would be Black Ops 3, right? But outside of that, the new zombies is cool. I'll do it for the camo challenges, but it's not how it used to be for sure. I feel like it's too. baby handed. I feel like it's just telling you what to do, versus in the past when it comes to Easter eggs, you had to figure that shit out on your own. You had to like read. You had to look at every nook and cranny. You have to look outside a gate, outside the map bounds, just to find some sort of like signal or some sort of sign. And nowadays, granted, obviously, over time things will change, right? But I feel like for zombies, it's just I wish it stayed the same. I wish the formula stayed the same. But hey, to each their own. But anywho, Black Ops 7 multiplayer, it's fun. For me, it could be a bit much sometimes, dealing with speed demons and dealing with the meta, right? Have your sensitivity on max, and you're spinning all around or jumping, doing sliding, and have your VST, right? That's the new SMG, but you have your VST, like dealing with all that, like that's just, it's too much. I think I'm at 7%. Okay, I think that's just too much. And I recently just upgraded back to Game Pass Ultimate. They dropped down the price, which I think is good. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to go back to that $20 or even back to the way it was. I think it was like only like $15 or $17 a month. Like that was perfect. But to me, it makes sense because with them getting these new games, day one releases, that cost a lot of money. So I understand. I think from a business perspective, but I recently got it back. I recently bought it and I downloaded Modern Warfare 3, and it's actually been nice playing Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 2023. I have to be specific. It's been nice playing that. And before I go into this next little segment, I'm gonna free up some space. Give me a second. All right, that's it. Free up some space. I have like 5% left, so I gotta make this quick. But yeah, Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. Modern Warfare 3 2023. I have to be specific. But honestly, it's been fun. It's honestly been fun playing that recently because it's slower. Like the pace is slower than versus like compared to Black Ops 7. Hell, even Black Ops 6. But I mean, I feel like it's always been like that. I think the debate was not the debate, but the sayings were that Black Ops is more of that arcade shooter game, and then Modern Warfare was the game that turned boys into men, or the men in question being yelling at kids on the game and saying racial slurs and screaming at like 5 in the morning, right? Fun times. But anywho, I feel like it's a lot more like it's enjoyable. Like I feel like I can just really just sit back and not have to do like the lock in. You guys know the meme where like the guy, when the guy's locking in, he leans over in his chair, right? So I feel like I don't gotta do that at all. So it's like it's been a nice pace. But let me go back to fitness side of things. I think I might be just repeating what I already said, but I don't care. The plan for next year is to do at least 2 shows. If I'm able to, obviously financially and obviously my schedule. But the plan is to do at least 2 shows. And one of those shows, if I'm satisfied with the amount of size I put on in the off season on December 31st, I will maybe shoot for doing a classic on one of those 2 shows, right? So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. I still have to go get my mother something. Get her some Bath and Body stuff and balloons, a card. I'll figure something out. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Not right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that when I'm off. And that being said, see you guys hopefully Monday for chest for a machine chest day. Yeah. And that being said, I I will see you. I just said that. Oh my god. See you guys.